Good morning, everyone, and welcome inside the Spotlight Omaha podcast, where we take you around the city of Omaha, introduce you to local business owners, influential figures, and people who are making an impact on the community. We are brought to you by Pixel Fire Marketing. Pixel Fire Marketing is a locally owned marketing firm who specializes in website design, creating social media ads, and engaging your brand online. If your business can benefit from any of that, check out pixelfiremarketing.com for more details today. Joining me inside the Pyramid Contractor studio, we got a loaded room today. Jason Johnson, Rachel Larson, and Derek Stork, join us in studio with Fiber First. Guys, thanks for being here today. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Jason, I want to start with you. Why was it the right time for Fiber First to come to Omaha? What does that process kind of look like?
Yeah, so we chose Omaha as a place to come and build out fiber optic networks because there's a large part of the population that is underserved and frankly has older technology that is limited and can't deliver the types of speeds that fiber optics can. So we're doing that around the country. We're in Dallas, Fort Worth. We're in Central Texas, Mesa, Arizona, and just north of San Diego.
Rachel, why was Omaha the ideal market to come to?
Why was it?
Yeah.
I feel like that question is probably better handled. Well, honestly, from Jason, because he has a little more insight. I just do our marketing.
Sure. Okay, Jason.
Yeah. So there's a lot more players in the game, and folks in Omaha and the community feel like they've only had one or two choices up to this point, right? So the likes of FastWire and Google Fiber coming in. We've got MetroNet coming in. So having a choice is something that Omaha has been asking for years. And, Fiber First chose that North Omaha corridor to go in because of the fact that it's an underserved population that has only had a couple choices up till now. And so now we're giving them a choice for a great price and a superior technology and delivery.
People can be loyal to a default, right? I mean, if you're a Coke person, you're a Coke person. If you're a Pepsi person, you're a Pepsi person. Is that something that you guys have seen as an issue if somebody is loyal to one of the other competitors, or has it gotten so bad to the point where people are ready to jump ship?
By and large, most folks are ready for that choice.
Mm-hmm.
Having been on the other side of the fence and worked for some of those companies, they're great companies. They deliver a good service. But having a choice is always healthy for our communities. So us coming in and giving them that is really something that, like I said before, they've been asking for years.
Rachel, for you then, I mean, as somebody that's handling basically the community and interaction with the marketing, what has the response from the Omaha area been like for this new product?
Yeah, I would say most people that come up and talk to me, whether it's like at an event or just see me in a Fiber First shirt, they are like, oh my God, when are you coming to our neighborhood?
Sure.
Like that's been the overwhelming response. And a lot of people have been in areas that have fiber close to it, but not quite yet there. So they're waiting in anticipation. And I would say because of this certain area that we're in, those competitors in the market that have kind of had a monopoly, people generally are excited to have a choice.
Derek, for you from the technical side of things, I mean, when we talk about new landscape, I mean, you guys are doing a lot of this stuff for the first time in an area like Omaha that has a lot of the extremes. You guys are in Texas, Arizona, California. Usually doesn't snow in most of those places. It does here. Have you guys run into any issues from a technical standpoint as far as the weather goes?
I mean, there were a few days last winter where we had to reschedule installations because it wasn't safe for my guys to be out working. And I mean, that's always paramount with the company. It wasn't safe for my employees to be out working in extreme cold. It's also not safe to touch the fiber network when it reaches certain extremes. And keeping our customers that are up and in service is paramount. If we have to wait a couple days for things to warm up again, for us to be able to go in and do the work properly and keep our network secure and robust, then that's the proper thing to do.
Network security seems to be the thing that's at the forefront of almost everybody's major concerns right now. What are some things that Fiber First is doing to ensure network security?
We are all underground. We are 100% buried.
Sure.
So like when we had our big windstorm come through, I mean, it feels like it was a lot longer than it was. But when power came back up, we came back up. Yeah. There was no lag in having to rebuild our fiber through the trees that came down after the power company. Since we are 100% buried, we are more protected than a lot of our competitors.
Sure. Obviously, when we're talking about the difference between fiber and cable, what are some of the benefits between a copper line, not using a copper line, using actual fiber?
So the best way I can describe this is I equate the internet to water. So
Okay.
what happens with anytime you run into copper, even if it's fiber fed copper, you have what they call fiber to the node. So you take from the central office or the ocean, you hook up a fire hose and you run that to your node and your older technology copper lines that you want to utilize because you have so much money invested in that existing plant. So you run your fire hose to that spigot, and at that point, that speed is constant because it's on fiber. Now, when everybody comes home at 3 o'clock or 5 o'clock from work or school and everybody starts to use that, it's the same as if you're taking a shower and somebody flushes the toilet or turns on the washer or dryer. Your water pressure is going to go down.
Yeah.
Because people are siphoning off of that fire hose. Whereas with our market, with true fiber all the way from the ocean to the device that produces Wi-Fi in your home, we have thousands of tiny pipes that run all the way from your service back to the ocean. So your speed is always constant.
Awesome. That's incredible. Jason, for you, when we talk about hiring in the Omaha area, and you've talked about the fact that you've worked for some of the competition, what's different about working for Fiber First that people that maybe are looking for a job in the market should be interested by?
Yeah, so at Fiber First, it's more like working for a startup, and that's a fun thing.
Yes, it is.
Our voices are heard.
Yeah.
And so my 3 account executives that I have right now were attracted because of that. Having a say in how the processes and procedures are developed, how they work, and how we implement them is something that you might not get at a bigger, larger corporation or company. So you feel like you're heard, you have a say in what's going on. It's a fun place to work. We have a great office built, and we have a great synergy in that office as well. So,
what have been some of the hurdles for hiring?
The way we go about hiring is really, it's limited by the fact that we only utilize direct marketing, direct sales,
Sure.
Door to door. So that's not for a lot of people.
Yeah.
We do have some call center folks that are doing outbound calling and things like that. But finding that right person that's hungry to go out and make some money is sometimes a challenge. I've been hiring in Omaha for 20 years, and it's always a difficult position to hire for. And we do have some other things coming up around the corner that we possibly might be having here in Omaha, some call center type roles and things like that. But it's sort of tough to find that right type of person that really wants to go and pound the pavement, so to speak,
Sure.
and knock doors.
Not to name them, but the three-letter mogul that's in Omaha already, obviously in different areas, always had other services that they offered in different cities, but not necessarily Omaha, and they all eventually showed up or kind of didn't in other ways. Is there anything that you guys offer in California, Texas, or Arizona that you don't offer in Omaha yet that you're excited about?
It's actually the opposite. We offer some stuff here that we don't offer in some of those other markets. We have a Fiber First streaming TV product. It's very similar to what you might get through a cable company or a YouTube TV, things like that. But it's more like a channel lineup like a cable company would have. You're not limited to only these types of channels that you might have on a Hulu or any live streaming, live TV on Paramount Plus, things like that. So Fiber First has all the local channels. It has all the big name premium subscription channels like HBO, Showtime, all those. Along with ESPN and all the big name ones.
So if you had an interest in fantasy football, you could catch some games on the network. That's very cool.
The other
go ahead.
very interesting feature that we have with Fiber First TV, when you are a Fiber First customer and you sign up for Fiber First TV, we also have an app on your mobile phone. So when you're waiting in your doctor's office or whatever, you can pull up ESPN and watch it on your phone with headphones, live TV.
Very cool. Okay. I have to ask because obviously you already brought up HBO Max, Peacock, Hulu. There's so many different platforms. Is any part of that a concern for Fiber First in launching of this product for what the future may hold? Because it feels like everybody's moving to a certain platform versus traditional cable, but there's also some failures there along the way too? What has the market kind of been like?
You
for
know,
that
it's
product?
it's really all about what you're looking for.
Sure.
You know, and some of those customers, they're looking for what content they can get on a Hulu. They're looking for what they can get on Disney Plus and really nothing else. But for the customer that likes the holistic view, that wants to be able to have most every channel and the options of watching today in a local Big Ten network game tomorrow, having that traditional cable style lineup is what a lot of people are used to, and they're in their comfort zone when they're there. They might do this and add on a YouTube TV or a Peacock or a Paramount Plus.
Sure.
And all those can be accessed through our equipment that we provide should they choose to do that. If they don't want the equipment, they can go and download our app and just use it like a YouTube TV or one of those.
We're catching up with Jason Johnson, Rachel Larson, and Derek Stork of Fiber First here on the Spotlight Omaha podcast, brought to you by Pixel Fire Marketing inside the Pyramid Contractor Studio. Rachel, for you, I mean, we talk about engaging the Omaha community in this product and making them knowledgeable about it. What have you guys done through marketing to kind of let people know that Fiber First is in Omaha and it is available?
Yeah, so we've done a few different things. So like the traditional like marketing activities, so billboards, direct mailers, that sort of thing. We've also partnered with Omaha Magazine to create a magazine called Omaha First.
Very
That is specifically produced for the people of North Omaha that are within our network. And it's awesome. It just business in North Omaha, activities in North Omaha, people in North Omaha, like things that people that live in North Omaha care about, which
Sure.
is something that really didn't exist before. So I'm really proud of that marketing activity. And then also we partner with a lot of the different nonprofits that are in North Omaha. So like the Boys and Girls Club, we're doing like a spooky STEAM night at the 5 different ones in North Omaha, like this week and next week. So
Sure.
things like that, local food banks. We had a really great sponsorship with the Union of Contemporary Arts that's down on 24th and Lake Street.
Yep.
So in like Noma, I mean, we just try to really like get involved as much as we can to get our name out, but to also show that we're like supporting the community and things that are in the community that we serve. And so I love that about Fiber First.
Derek, I can't help but notice if we're building in through North Omaha going the other direction, there aren't any bodies of water in the way. How much of a emphasis was that on when you guys started digging and thinking about the way to build this network out?
So we are actually, the best way I can describe it is our parent company, Ubiquity, puts the pipes in the ground.
Sure.
We are a flavor of water that can be poured into that pipe.
Okay.
So the actual construction for the backbone and the infrastructure was done by our parent company, Ubiquity. The construction from the vault in the front of the house to the house is then done by Fiber First. What I can say is because we have front easement, we were able to go where a lot of these people were already with less obstacles because there weren't already people in the front yards.
Sure.
So we were able to come through that. Sometimes in fiber, generally speaking, crossing major bodies of river like the Missouri River to expand into Council Bluffs can be difficult because to get across the river is an expensive endeavor, and a lot of what is already going over there is full.
Do you own a scuba suit? Not, not yet.
Not for me.
Sure, I got you. But obviously going west, there's the Platte. But if you go north, there's not a whole lot of water that way either.
So, and the way these things are built with fiber, you can do a lot with a little when you're going from A to Z. Say if you were sending information from Denver to Omaha and then from Denver on to California.
Sure.
Really only need a couple, 3 or 4 fibers in a larger tube to be able to get from A to Z. And that's why we have a co-location downtown Omaha where everything originates from. Now, where that goes from there uses different larger services that everybody uses. But with fiber, you're limited by the lasers that you put on either side.
Right.
So if you put a bigger engine on either side, you can transfer a lot of data with less stuff, with less pieces of glass. So finding a partner for us to move into a new neighborhood or a new area allows for a lot of quick access to different spots, if that answers your question.
What are some of the technologies or nuances that you're excited about with this product that maybe people haven't gotten a full view of yet?
So the biggest advantage with fiber that I see, we already talked about the consistent speed. Another thing for anybody that's into gaming or streaming, the latency is incredible on our network, where some of our competitors are anywhere from 20 to 30 milliseconds. We're averaging below 2. And the latency, or the ping, gaming speak, if you're playing a game online, whenever you move your joystick, the time it takes for you to move that joystick and then your player on the screen to move through the servers and everything else, that's your ping. Or if you're scrolling Netflix, once Netflix is up and running and your download speed is fine, you're not going to get the buffering while you're watching it. But as you're going through the menu and opening different screens and opening those pipes, that's what your ping is. So every time you open a pipe, your latency or your ping is the time it takes for that pipe to open. So you can scroll that much faster. You can look at that many different web pages that much faster as the pipe opens. So you can go through faster and faster and get more done, see more, without waiting for the page to get to where it is and then load.
Jason, I just asked Derek a question. We kind of hit 4 different demographics there and talking about it: the gamer, the streamer, your average consumer that's just online shopping, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. When we're talking about growth of Fiber First and the customer that we're trying to reach, what do those conversations sound like, and who is the ideal customer for Fiber First?
You know, when Derek was just talking about that, you know, a couple of our customers that we have gotten that are really benefiting from the upgrade to fiber. Our churches, let's say, we have a handful of churches that have signed up, and they stream their services live, and so where they've experienced many issues before because that upload speed isn't quite what they need, they're upgrading to fiber, and their symmetrical speeds are same download as they are upload. So what Derek's talking about is the way we identify our customers. You know, when we run a fiber line to a residence, it automatically, and we do that for free if you're getting 1 gigabit or above. When we do that, it automatically increases your home's value by about 3.1% on average nationwide. And so we do that for free. So it's just an upgrade not only to your internet service, but your
wallet as well.
But your home's value and your wallet and your return on investment, right?
Sure.
So,
what's the reason behind that?
It's just because of the fact that fiber optic is the future. It's future-proofing homes and businesses for what's to come. You know, we offer some of the fastest speeds in Omaha, up to 5 gigabit per second right now, and we have plans to offer even faster speeds. Connected devices in homes are only growing exponentially. 10 years ago you might have had a couple of computers, and
we have 3 in this room.
Exactly. But now everybody has a computer in their hand. Everybody has, there's gaming devices, there's connected cameras and ring doorbells and things like that. And all those things that you get and replace in your home, most of the time are now Wi-Fi connected.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other interesting dynamic there is home versus business. What are the differences from a business standpoint and working with a business versus residential? And where do you see the most growth over the next 5 years?
Yeah, so a lot of these businesses we're running into are we offer a service level agreement that is comparable to the biggest and best names in the business, right? So when they need things like static IPs and multiple lines on phone lines and things like that, we're equipped to handle that, and we'll move into the enterprise big business realm in the next few years here as well. So we're helping a lot of these older businesses that have been around for a while in North Omaha upgrade their services to something that's far superior than what they've been offered before.
Has the advent of voice over IP and going away from analog phones been more of a benefit or a hassle to your guys' business?
More and more, Jimmy, people are moving away from landlines, but voice over IP allows them to keep their phone number. Businesses, a lot of times they want to keep those same phone numbers, so we can port these numbers over and things like that. And so doing it this way allows us to really provide the same types of services that people were used to having, just in a new way.
I think, and this is just how my weird brain works, sorry. Like when we think about 402 versus 308 and this advent of new numbers and area codes that have come in, has that caused any kind of issue within the business model that you guys are doing? Is just, hey, it's still 10 numbers and that's all we really need?
Yeah, no, most of the time, like I mentioned before, if you have a landline, it's likely that you've had that landline for a while.
Right.
And so people want to keep those numbers. So it hasn't really caused much of an issue for us. We're able to keep those numbers and get them from their current providers and port it over to the Fiber First platform.
We're catching up with Jason Johnson, Rachel Larson, and Derek Stork here from Fiber First on the Spotlight Omaha podcast, brought to you by Pixel Fire Marketing inside the Pyramid Contractor Studio. Rachel, you kind of talked about some of the events that you guys have already done to promote Fiber First and give back to the community as well. Do you guys have anything coming up in the next couple calendar months that people can attend?
We do. We're actually going to do a sponsorship with the Network Gaming Convention.
Oh,
That's
very
next
cool.
weekend, so I'm excited about that. We have ongoing partnerships with Union, Omaha Soccer. Let me think of what else is coming
Marty's a
up.
friend of the show. He's been in this room.
Awesome, yeah. So there's just a ton of stuff. We're involved with Omaha Chamber and then also with the Midlands African American Chamber. So we have 2 things in November that we're gonna do. So those are the big ones. This is October is our anniversary, right?
Sure.
As far as being here. So if anyone in the community has events that are happening in North Omaha, reach out.
Yeah, there's a couple coming up. I got a couple people I can get you in touch with.
Okay,
actually.
awesome.
Derek, for you, when we talk about growth in the future, what's something that you would like to kind of have your fingerprints on growth with this product in this community?
As we continue to expand into neighborhoods and move forward, our MO is to go where the other guys aren't. As we continue to expand and offer this service to the underserved population, our goal is to continue to move into neighborhoods where they still continue to have less choices. So if one of the other competitors offers a similar product, we don't want to go fight with them for the same customers at the same price. We want to continue to go where we're needed first and then build from there, because after we have our footprint,
because word of mouth is great.
Yeah, absolutely. We've done a lot of businesses. We've constantly seen where in a neighborhood or a business building where we get one customer turned up, next week we've got the neighbor turned up, and then the dominoes continue to fall, which has really been a compliment to our guys and our service, that as people talk about this, the people they talk to want us to come into their homes and let us be a part of their lives and service them. Because at the end of the day, we are a service company, and that's how we win and how we grow our brand, is by providing superior customer interaction and care.
Jason, I asked you a 2-part question. I stepped on your second answer by asking my weird area code question. I asked you where you saw the most growth at between business and residential going forward over the next 5 to 10 years. Where's that at?
Right now we're focused on small business owners. We offer a great product for just $10 over our residential rates, and so that really helps our growth engine for small businesses. Our mid market, our customers that need a little bit more, maybe have 10, 15, 20, 30 employees. We're really offering them a great 24-hour support, and like I mentioned earlier, the products that they need, multiple IP addresses to operate their business, multiple lines and things like that. We're targeting all those types of customers regularly, and so the biggest growth is going to be in those. That's where the bigger opportunities are. There are more small businesses than there are mid-market businesses than there are enterprise businesses. So right now, gaining customers, customer acquisition is in those 2 realms. Right
What
now.
about the MDUs, apartments or smart buildings?
Yeah. So
Which that's a
about
growing
that.
market
Yeah.
throughout Omaha right now.
correct. So we're in the process of contacting multiple apartment complex owners and parent companies to offer the same type of upgrade to them. We have a handful that are on board already, and we're going to continue to go down that path. Derek mentioned our parent company, Ubiquity. That's something that they had done prior to Fiber First being conceived.
Sure.
They were a smart building company and a shared access company, so they build the infrastructure and bring in tenants, if you will, that offer internet service. The concept was conceived to go ahead and form an ISP and Fiber First, so that they can
That's an internet
capitalize
service
right away.
provider for anybody out there.
Yeah,
not
sorry.
knowing.
But smart buildings is one of their fortes as well. Building the infrastructure for specific buildings, whether it's a big office building, multiple business unit, or an MDU, a multiple dwelling unit, like an apartment complex. So,
Well, and also, can I just add, as a consumer, if you're moving in and out of an apartment, if you are already pre-wired, all you do is scan a code and you can be online
Wow.
almost instantly. So
Yep.
it's really easy.
It limits the hassle having to have somebody that comes into your apartment or your new home as well. And a lot of people asking in the comments, Damon and Monet, I hope I pronounced that correctly. If you're looking for pricing information for Fiber First, you have to go to the website, scrolling across the bottom of the screen now, and about halfway down the page, they have all the different services, speeds, and pricing associated with them there as well for anybody that's looking for new service or has questions on that.
And we have a promo right now.
Which is?
If you are a new customer to Fiber First, the promo is Amazon One. And so if you sign up, I don't know when it ends, so it could be a limited time thing. Anyway, and you enter the code Amazon One, then you'll get a $100 Amazon gift card if you sign up for, I believe it's 1 gig or higher. And then there's some other stipulations on it, but
It's almost the holiday
Yeah.
season, so everybody needs an Amazon gift card right now. So
worth mentioning, Jimmy, is that there's no contracts, there's no credit checks. Some of our competition require those types of things. We have none of that, none of those obstacles. Really easy to sign up online and get it done in a couple minutes, and we'll roll out and increase your home's value.
what does installation look like? Because obviously you got to have a router and things like that. And
So installation, how that works is one of my guys would come up on the day of your installation, knock on the door. Hello, Mr. Customer. We're here for your installation. Where is your current modem router set up? Okay. We have a modem router combo, so it's just one box that we set. Looks like any piece of electronic equipment. It's white. That blends into your wall. You don't even know
blinks.
it's there.
Yeah.
From there, we decide where we need to hang what we call the NID, network interface device. It's not really a device. It's just a connection for the fiber on the outside of your home.
Sure.
So we have troubleshooting capabilities.
The communication piece.
Yeah, the box that you always have when you have internet or phone on the side of your house. We have to put a new one on. We have to drill through your wall. We have to penetrate because it is a new technology. We can't use your existing copper lines or your existing coax. We have to pull that fiber all the way to the back of the new device.
Right.
So depending on where the box is on the outside of the house and where the box is on the inside of the house, we run our new fiber cable through that. From there, from the box on the outside of the house, we do a temporary drop that goes to the box in the ground in the front of your house where all the mainline cable goes. Splice all the fiber together, plug everything in, get you up and running, educate you on the service, on the device, how everything works. And then within 10 business days, another crew comes out and buries that temporary line.
How big is of a deal is it for you for the educational portion to have that conversation with clients? This is how things work. This is why you're doing it this way, et cetera, et cetera.
It's huge because when you set expectations, they're met. And when people know what's happening when you come in, when you're doing what you're doing, and understand better why that product. Sorry about that.
If you had a guess, who's calling you right now?
One of my guys.
Okay, all right.
One of my installers out there putting stuff
It's
in.
work related. We'll let it slide.
Yeah, absolutely. No, the education is huge with anything. The more you know, the more you understand, the easier it is to use the product and set expectations so that they understand what they're paying for and how we have to do it. So at the time of installation, the customer isn't surprised by anything or is surprised by as little as possible.
We're kind of hitting the point where we like to wrap it up for the day, but I'm going to ask all three of you the same question. And they get a cheat because they get to go after you. But for Derek, for you, why should somebody choose Fiber First if they're looking for a new internet service provider?
As we talked about from my side of the fence, where we are 100% buried. So there's going to be less outages due to storms, ice, everything else. We offer superior speeds, both upload, download, and ping, all three of the things you see when you do a speed test. And our customer service is second to none.
Jason, same question.
Yeah, I think we at Fiber First, we are customer obsessed, and we
like
want
that.
to make sure that our customers are happy. And if something goes wrong, which is inevitably will, we strive to do our best to correct that as quickly as possible. Like I mentioned before, people have a choice now, and so giving a smaller internet service provider a chance and likely saving them money and increasing their speeds and giving them a far superior delivery method is something that I think everybody should consider.
Is that the most difficult part about what you guys do? Because it's technology, and to your point, inevitably something is going to go wrong. That's just the way technology. We saw it before we turned the camera on in this room today. Is that the most difficult part about what you guys do right now? Is, hey, we know something's going to go wrong. We just have to make sure we're trying to be ahead of it before it gets here.
Yeah, it's a difficult part, but something that we always talk about and we definitely prepare for.
Yeah.
Things that we're doing proactively, like we bury our lines in a traditionally aerial neighborhood. So if a tree limb comes down and knocks out your internet line that's running from a pole to your house, then you're without internet, and you might have power, you might be good, but we're always proactively looking for things that we can do to make sure that we are ahead of it when it does happen.
When you first started working with this company, you noticed they started burying everything. Were you going, what the hell was everybody else doing?
Well, no, not necessarily. Not necessarily, because
Because that's what I've been thinking this entire conversation.
Yeah, no, I mean that's definitely the cheaper way to go.
Sure.
It's a lot easier. Yeah,
okay.
aerial
I
is,
gotcha. Okay.
rather than burying
now
our
it
lines,
makes sense. All right, I gotcha.
Yeah. So we want to future-proof people and make sure that their services come back up quicker than what they're used to, and so we went underground where everybody else is aerial. Most everybody else is aerial. Yeah.
We'll save the best for last. Rachel, why should people switch to fiber first?
Okay. Can I clear one thing for the record that this is like a common confusion?
I feel like I just did something wrong.
No,
Yeah,
no. So like if the power is out, if you have fiber first, unless you're hooked up to a generator, your internet is out because the power is out.
Yeah.
Not because of the internet. So a lot we get
Thank you for saying that. I cannot
common-
tell you how many people on Facebook were like,
Yeah.
I can't believe my internet's not working. It's like
You
nobody
guys.
has power during this tornado.
Yes, it's
what are
the
you talking
power,
about?
it's the power to the router. Your fiber internet is still
Sure,
working.
yeah.
So let that be said. And then also just be
I thank you for saying that, but
You're
I
welcome.
hate that we have to. Go
No,
ahead. Sorry.
I would think the same thing if I didn't know better. So
Why
anyways,
should people switch to fiber first?
our customer care is phenomenal. And obviously we have a great product. We're here, we're local. So
Sure.
yeah, I mean, I feel like all of the above. And then obviously like our community involvement is huge. So if you care about community, we care about community, and yeah.
Jason, I lied. I have one more question for you, because that conversation made me think about the connection to people like OPPD and Black Hills Energy and Northern Natural Gas and things like that. What has the response kind of been like from the local utilities to Fiber First? Is there a natural connection there, or is it just so much church and state it's not necessarily a conversation?
Yeah, no, I mean, we have good relationships. We have to reach out to those companies every now and again to get permitted and permission to utilize,
which they're thrilled about.
Yeah, so always good to work with our partners that operate in the Omaha Metro.
Again, this is Fiber First. It's a new option in most of the Omaha markets. You can check out their website below for pricing and their map where they have service available as well. If you're thinking about making the change, head over to fiberfirst.com/Nebraska. Look at the options, make a phone call, and just do your research. Find out Fiber First is the right fit for you guys. Guys, I appreciate you guys doing this today, and we greatly appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us, Jimmy.
We'll be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. talking to a new business in the Omaha area here at 11 o'clock every morning on the Spotlight Omaha podcast, brought to you by Pixel Fire Marketing inside the Pyramid Contractor Studio. We'll see you tomorrow on Friday at 11 a.m.